Welcome back to the road to Kalmar, IronMan, Sweden 2016. Gonna do a good swim today. This is one of my local swimming holes here. Nice calm water. It's ocean water. It's just inside a bay. So it's about 18 degrees Celsius right now, comfortable. I won't be swimming with a wetsuit because I like swimming with the drag of not having that extra buoyancy. But I'm going to do some quick tips on open water swimming, some little techniques that I use to help with my open water swimming. So basically what I do is I use this line of buoys. You can see they're fairly parallel. But one common mistake and problem people have when swimming in open water, where they don't have a line on the bottom to follow, is spotting their buoys or spotting the direction that they need to swim. So if you follow this line of buoys, they're relatively straight. So instead of concentrating on one buoy to the next and trying to find a small object from a distance while you're low in the water, what I do is I look up above or beyond my buoy that I'm heading for. So in this case, if you see the line of buoys, they line up with those tall palm trees next to the hotel. So instead of looking for a buoy, I'm going to look up and I'm going to spot those tall palm trees. They're further away, but they're much taller and higher up, so they're much easier to see. I'm going to give a different angle of a different type of buoy situation. But that's one open water technique that I use to spot my line or spot the direction I need to go. It does help to know the swim course. So if it has multiple turns, you may have to take a look at it from the water at each one of those turns. So when you make a turn, you know about what direction you need to start heading. And it's much easier to see a larger object beyond that buoy and guide and use that to spot. So this buoy, for example, I don't have many defined objects beyond it, but what I can see is that white roof. And if I'm laying down in the water, it's going to be much easier to see that large white roof than it is that small buoy off in the distance. So I'll pick that left-hand edge of that large white roof to aim towards. One thing is, don't ever pick an object that may be moving. If there's a ship or a sailboat or something like that, don't aim for that, because if that thing's underway, your target is now going to be moving and you're going to be going to the wrong object and not your turn buoy. So this buoy, for example, I've got some sailboats beyond it that may be easier to see, but they're underway, so they're moving. I don't want to use something like that. But what I do have here to aim towards beyond it is that tall flagpole with the American flag flying off of it. So once I get down in the water, it's going to be much easier to see that tall flagpole, that larger object, out beyond my turn buoy. If it's not quite perfectly centered, that's okay. It gives you just an idea, a general direction of what to swim towards. And then as you get closer to your turn buoy, you hopefully have a good eyesight on it and you can just head directly for it. Now on something like this buoy, we don't have any large objects or tall buildings or trees just beyond it. But what I do have is a generalized shape. So those large bushes that are beyond it on the point, I see there's two low spots with a center sort of high spot. Just as a general rule of thumb, I'm going to take a mental note, a mental picture of what that looks like. So each time that I look up, I'm looking for either that tall spot in the middle or one of the two lower spots. Much easier to see something large off in the distance than it is trying to spot a small buoy in the water. I hope these little tips and examples help.